everybody, my name is Ramona Fry, and I'm so happy to be here to introduce you to my new novel, The Awakening of Myra Thomas. And this is a wonderful supernatural drama that starts out during the Negro slave trade, where Myra Thomas was running away with her longtime lover, Johnny Lee, for her freedom. Something terrible happens. It goes completely wrong, and they're hung, and she dies a very miserable death as a hanging. But something very mysterious happens. She awakens into the body of a modern-day white lady, Karen, and Karen begins to experience many of the brutal, horrific things that Myra did during her 30 years of slavery. Now, there's something else very special going to happen. I'm going to channel this wonderful Southern lady named Sanera Breeze, and she's going to actually read excerpts from my novel, The Awakening of Myra Thomas. So just give me a few minutes, and I'm going to go into a chance channel and bring her on. Hi, y'all. How's y'all doing today? Ooh, I'm so happy to be here today because I am so happy that I'm going to be reading you about this magnificent story, The Awakening of Myra Thomas. It starts back years ago, back from a place that I came from. But I didn't live during Myra's time. I was years after that. Let me get these glasses on because this child got some bad eyes and I got to use her body to tell you this. And we going to start out at the beginning with Myra had made a deep decision that she couldn't take it anymore. And it took all her chilling. She had to go. And let me read you the beginning of this story. Myra struggled with thoughts defeating her mind as she felt a small kick from her unborn child and struggled to keep up her normal pace. She took 2 deep breaths and prayed for inner strength. The steam of the hot sun permeated every inch of her dark brown skin. Hot sweat dripped down her face into her large brown eyes and down her dry chapped lips. Her thick coarse hair was filled with dirt and small sticks. The rag scarf tied over her hair felt like it had been dipped in hot water. It was a minor struggle just wiping the sweat from her forehead. Her tall, thin body was as frail as a rag dog by then. Her arms trembled, and she struggled to move them. Her heart was crying out for an end to her struggle. It was her sheer will that gave her the drive to keep moving through the thick bush. In the deep thoughts of her mind, she visualized her master's evil overseer anger piercing through her soul like hot lava. She saw him standing over her, beating her like she was a red devil. She still felt the tingling burns of her scars scattered all over her body. They were the eternal remnants of her agonizing life as a slave. Now I'm going to turn here, y'all, to the end of Myra's life. A horrible time, Lord. Many other slaves believed he was Master that was Thomas' son by one of the female slaves he sold. His master chose him one day when he needed a loyal slave to help overseer Joe find runaway slaves. Bobby's new position gave him a sense of pride that he never had. He believed it was the only way he could have a dignified life as a Negro. Whipping ain't gonna help him, Bobby said as he looked at Joe finally. Time for them to see Jesus. Bobby pointed at a humongous oak tree that looked as old as the earth itself. Its vast branches spread out nearly as wide as the master's plantation house. Old ropes with generations of past hanging, dangling on several of its branches. It was a somber display of the remnants of slavery. Yeah, boy, said Overseer Joe angrily. I done told you time and time again, always use the biggest tree around with the strongest branches. Don't want no branches breaking on them. Then we gotta waste my breath hanging them again. I want the other runaways that come past here to see the death that's waiting them for them. That is God's wrath raining down on them. Overseer Joe and Bobby placed the coast ropes around their necks. They probably forced them to walk to the large oak tree to meet their death. Myra looked up at the darkening sky. The sun had went down and the dull light of the moon shined in her face. She focused on the memory of her vision and the beauty of her strange new home. Lord have mercy, Myra cried out as she watched them hang Johnny Leaford. I paid for what he did. She cried hysterically as she watched Johnny Lee's body bob up and down. He grunted and moaned a few more seconds before the life that was once in his body left him. Myra's heart raced as she felt her body trembling fiercely. Her neck felt as if it was on fire. As they raised her body up in the air, she could feel her body uncontrollably jolting as she grunted and gasped for air. Passing pictures of her tumultuous life speeded through her mind like lightning bolt across the sky. She took her last breath after she visualized one last picture of Johnny Lee smiling at her. Oh, and that was the end of Myra's life. And I'm going to read y'all one more excerpt from this novel. And it starts out at the beginning when Karen starts experiencing some of the horrific things that Myra did, unaware of what Myra experienced before her, many years before her. And let me find this page. Her body was twisted and turning as she screamed and kicked. Her breathing was sporadic and fast. She was sweating profusely and her satin white gown was sticking to her skin like glue. Donald reached over and started shaking her. It was as if she was oblivious to his presence. He removed the blanket and sheet that was covering her up. His eyes widened as he saw that her legs were spread open and it appeared as if some invisible force was sexually violating her. She looked as if she was trying desperately to get away but couldn't. She was in a dark world in which she didn't know how to escape. Carrie, Donald yelled out. Wake up, it's not real. It's those damn nightmares again. The sound of his voice did not resonate with her at all. She was in a place that could not hear anything in his world. A deep sense of desperation suddenly pervaded his soul. He started shaking her frantically. God damn it! Donald screamed out at the top of his lungs. Karen, wake up! It's not real! Her body continued to twist and turn as she moaned and cried out for something or someone to rescue her from the private hell she was in. Donald jumped up off the bed and ran into the bathroom. A million thoughts started rushing through his mind. He started pulling on his hair and pacing back and forth in the bathroom like a madman. He felt his heart racing as he struggled to choose what his next move would be. Why the hell won't she wake up, Donald? Yeah. Shit shaking her usually wakes her up. Why the fuck is this happening to her? He suddenly went into an automatic mode of action. He grabbed a cup up the vanity, filled it with water, then rushed back into the bedroom. He poured the entire cup of water over Karen's face as she lay there on her bed. She immediately snapped out of her private hell. She opened her large blue eyes, then moved strands of her wet blonde hair out of her face. She looked confused as she sat up in the bed. She widened her large blue eyes as she became more agitated. She started looking around the room as if she was searching for something or someone. Oh my God, Karen yelled out. He was raping me. He wouldn't stop, and his breath smelled like sour liquor. I wanted him to stop, but she hesitated for a moment as she collected her thoughts. I was so afraid he would kill me. Oh, what these souls is going through. You only gonna know more about this. You gotta go get it. You gotta go get it. But I can't read no more for you, child. I'm so glad you guys came, but I got to go. I got to go. Whoa. I can really feel it now. I mean, this woman is something else. I'm so glad you guys came, and I'm so glad you stayed to listen to about my novel, The Awakening of Myra Thomas. And for all of you that's going to come to my book signing, book reading at the San Marcos Senior Citizen, please stay tuned for more information. Thank you very much. And we're going to have a question and answer, so you'll be able to ask me many questions and find more out about me as a writer and many of the other writings I do on my blog. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.